Hi, I'm Kristen and this is Scrap Fabric Love. Today I'm going to give you 15 quick and easy gifts that you can sew up for last minute presents. So it's December, we got to get going. For all of the gifts on the list, they're not going to take any longer than an evening, and most of them you could whip up a batch in an evening. So you can get those handmade gifts sorted quickly. You'll find links in the video description to where you can find the instructions for each of the individual projects, so they all have their own tutorial, so don't worry about that. So today is about showing you a list of ideas. You choose the ones that work for you and get sewing. So the first project on my list is placemats. So everybody needs placemats. Sewing up a set of 4 makes a really good substantial gift. It's a good size to give and they look impressive, but it's not as much work as a full quilt. So I have a tutorial about some Quilt As You Go denim placemats. So I'll put the link to that in the description box. But I also have on my blog a whole list of a whole bunch of other creators who contributed to a list of fun and easy placemats to make. So I'll put the link to that as well. So if you don't fancy the denim ones, maybe try a different type of placemat. The next one is one of my favorites. It's a quilted journal cover. So you can make these any size. They're great for scraps, great for testing out like different stitches on your sewing machine and just having fun with them. They're a really unique gift. People don't get given these often, I would say, and you can pair it with a new journal or a notebook for somebody. So it's a good kind of combo gift. They're really fun to make, and I always get good feedback when I give them to folk. And this is a kind of a older video on my channel. It's been here for a few years, but people keep coming back to it and telling me how much they love it. So I hope if you haven't seen it before that you'll give it a try. Next on my list is pot holders. So I like a practical gift. I like giving a practical gift. So last year I made my sister 2 different types of pot holders. So simple kind of square ones. You can whip up loads of those in an evening. And also a double pot holder one, you know, the one you put 2 hands in. And she liked them both. And so a set of those would coordinate, or you could just pick one or the other. So I've put both of those on the list, and the links for the separate tutorials are there for you to find. So next one is maybe a bit different. So it doesn't involve the quilting per se, but it's still a sewn gift. So it's these fabric necklaces like the one I'm wearing. So it looks a bit, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see it. I'll put a picture up on the screen of them so you can see better, but it's basically meant to mimic those sort of fabric covered wooden beaded necklaces, which look really cool, but they're very heavy. This one is filled with your fabric trimmings, little bits of thread, leftover things in your sewing room that otherwise would go in the bin are in here. So it's waste free and it's lighter. So you can give it to people and they can wear it comfortably. So that's why I like this better than the beaded version. So check that out if you like the sound of that as an unusual sewn gift. So I have a ton more quick and easy gifts to show you, but first I'm going to take a moment and talk about today's video sponsor. So Craftsy is sponsoring today's video. They're an online community where it loads like over 2,000 classes where you can learn all sorts of different crafty subjects, including quilting and sewing, of course, but also things like knitting, cooking, just loads, painting, I think, loads of stuff. And in the quilting and sewing space, 2 of the like amazing instructors that they have on there include the Crafty Gemini and Angela Walters. Those were the 2 that jumped out at me. I'm definitely taking some of those ones. So as a member, you get unlimited access to all of these classes and projects that you can take on demand. All the lessons are broken down into like step-by-step instructions, the way we like them. So the link to sign up to Craftsy is in the video description box, and they've also given us a special offer. So for the first 1,000 of my subscribers who use that link in the video description to sign up for a membership, you get a whole year of premium membership for $1.49, and the regular price is $123. So that seems like a bargain to me. So go ahead and use that link in the description. While the other gifts on this list are probably best for folk who don't sew, you're just regular non-crafty friends and family, the Craftsy membership might be an idea for maybe your quilting best bud or someone like that you would like to learn new skills with. So the next 2 projects are from 2 of my best quilty sewing BFFs. So this is Julie and Vicky. They're both amazing crafty content creators. And we've met up for the last couple years at the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, and we do regular Zoom meetups because they're in England and I'm in Scotland. But anyway, they're two of my best crafty friends, and they've got some great projects for you to try that are also quick and easy gifts. So first up, Julie's, from some of their stories, she's got a pocket tissue holder, so like a little holder for the tissues that go in your bag, and it's super quick and easy. This is one of those gifts where you could be batching it out all evening and just getting tons of them made. So this is a great tutorial if you want something super quick and easy. And next on my list, something that I know is popular with lots of quilters, but I've never made one myself, is bowl cozies. So my friend Vicky from Vicky Myers Creations, which you should check out anyway, because she makes amazing bag tutorials, but she also has small projects like this. And the bowl cozies she's done in a variety of sizes. So these are the kind of things you put on like hot soup or cold ice cream or things like that to keep people's hands comfy when they're eating. I've never used one, so I've never made one, but her tutorial is awesome. So go ahead and check that out if you've got any interest in bowl cozies. So next on the list are quilted coasters. So I made these Quilt As You Go scrappy coasters for my sister a few years ago, and she is still raving about them. She actually asked for them specifically. So if you haven't had little kids for a while, you might not know, but they pick up heavy things, anything on the table, and they bash them or they break them. And both of us used to have these cool like Mexican tile coasters, because we've got long story, my dad used to live in Mexico, all this stuff. Anyway, we used to use these coasters, and we knew when we had babies that they were going to get broken. So we put them all away. And then she asked me to make her some fabric coasters. So one, no one can get hurt with a fabric coaster. Two, you can put them on the wash if they get spilled on. And three, you can actually mop spills up with them, like on the table. So if you spill the coffee, you mop it up with the coaster and then throw it in the wash. It's awesome. So she still raves about them, and they make a great little set. If you make a set of 4 or something like that, and you can make them any size you want. So you can make small sizes or bigger, like mug rug sizes. And the tutorial covers all of that. The next two are super popular in my household. So I did some cute videos with my son when he was much younger, when we got a box of fleece remnants, and we made a whole bunch of neck warmers and kids mittens, and we still use them. Every time I have a leftover bit of fleece from a quilt back or something, I kind of look at it and go, is that the size for a neck warmer? I've given so many of them as gifts. People love them. They're so warm and cozy, and they are so easy to make. So I totally recommend those two. Next up is throw cushions. So I have made loads of cushions for folk in the past. You can make them with orphan blocks. You can make them as sort of reading cushions with a little pocket for kids. I've done that loads. I have made the crazy quilt cushion recently on this channel. Loads of ways you can go with a cushion. So you can also buy them the insert and have it be a whole gift, or if you know the sizes they have, you could just give them the cover, which is pretty light for posting if it's something you're kind of sending away. So I actually have a whole list on my blog of all sorts of different cushion ideas. So some of them are mine and some of them are some of my kind of crafty friends, and we put together a list. So I will put that link in the description. If you're thinking cushions, there's loads of ideas there that you can try. Another fun and quick one that you can do a whole batch of in an evening is a quilted key fob. And the quilting bit is actually optional. You can just do like a sewn strap. So these are the kind of ones where you can kind of put them over your wrist and it holds your keys. They're great for scraps and great for just like a little pretty jelly roll strip or something that you have left over that you don't know what to do with. Another fun idea, if you've got kids to make for, is to sew your own stuffed animals or soft toys, whatever you call them. I have a tutorial for a super quick owl, and I've also done bunnies from, I made them from old cushion covers. You can get really creative with the fabric that you use for these. But again, I have some other friends who have loads of these kind of soft toy patterns, more than I could ever make in my lifetime. So I've got a list of those. If you're thinking soft toy, that's probably one where you're making one in an evening, not a batch. But anyway, it's still a really good gift. So you'll find the link for that list and all of those inspiring ideas below as well. So the last two on my list are arguably not standalone gifts, okay? So one is one I did a couple weeks ago, which was like a DIY card using scrap fabric material. So you sew the scrap fabric directly on the paper of the card. It makes it really personalized. You can fussy cut, you can use a little quilted bit or just a bit of fabric. I really love these cards. And I use stamps as well to kind of put the messages on. These are great if you want to give folk things like money, gift cards, or like tell them you're gonna take them on a spa day or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, where there's not a physical present to give. You can make this homemade card, and then that's the kind of presentation bit of it. So I like that idea. And lastly on my list is my always favorite no measure fabric drawstring gift bags. Loads of you have told me how much you love these. I love them too. I'm going to be making another batch really soon. And everyone who receives them really, really enjoys them. Often folk like the bags more than what I put inside, which doesn't say much for my shopping. But so there's a whole video tutorial for this. Seriously, you don't have to measure, and they're super simple and fun to make. And of course, they save you on wrapping paper. And if you keep them in your household, you can reuse them year after year after year. So they're great. So I hope you found something on this list that has inspired you, and you're going to get those handmade gifts all done and dusted in record time this year. I will put a few more links to a few more posts on the blog that have a few more ideas if this wasn't enough. But do tell me in the comments if you're making something different to what I put on here. Let me know. Maybe I'll give it a try next year. So thanks so much for watching today. If you're new to the channel and you've not subscribed, I hope you'll consider it. I love making scrappy quilts. I don't follow a lot of quilting rules, and I just have a lot of fun. So I hope you'll join me again. Thanks so much for spending time with me. Bye.